They say your 18th birthday is when life begins. For me, it was the day I died inside. My name is Maya. And this is the story of how one night shattered everything I thought I knew about family. You see, some families are built on love. Mine was built on lies, built on silence, built on the unspoken rule that one person's comfort mattered more than everyone else's happiness. If you've ever felt invisible in your own home, stay with me. This gets darker before it gets better. This is a story about favoritism, about emotional neglect, about the moment you realize that the people who are supposed to protect you are the ones hurting you the most. Picture this. June 14th. Morning light streaming through my bedroom window. The kind of golden morning that feels like a promise. I'm 18 years old today. Finally. An adult. Free. Or so I thought. The house smells like vanilla and buttercream. That sweet, warm scent that makes you feel safe. Mom's been baking since dawn. I heard her moving around the kitchen at 5 a.m. 50 cupcakes lined up on the kitchen counter. Perfectly frosted. Each one a tiny masterpiece. Gold streamers twisted across the living room ceiling. A banner that reads, Happy 18th Maya, in letters my mom painted herself. Everything is perfect. Too perfect. Like those moments in movies right before everything falls apart. My best friend Sienna is bringing her new boyfriend Marcus. The one she won't stop talking about. My cousin Rachel flew in from Seattle specifically for this. She took 2 days off work. Even Mr. Chen from next door promised to stop by with his famous dumplings. 23 people. All coming to celebrate me. For once in my entire life, I wasn't the backup plan. For once, I mattered. For once, the spotlight wasn't on someone else. But there's something you need to understand about my family. Something I'd been ignoring for years. Something I'd been trained to ignore. My brother Caleb, he's 24. 4 years older than me. And in our house, Caleb's feelings aren't just important. They're the only ones that matter. They're the sun around which our entire family orbits. Every decision, every plan, every conversation, it all revolves around Caleb. Every family has that one person, right? The golden child. The one who can do no wrong. The one whose bad day becomes everyone's crisis. The one who gets excuses made for them constantly. In our family, that was Caleb. And I was the understanding one. The patient one. The one who was supposed to just accept it. The one who learned to make herself small so he could take up all the space. Let me tell you about my childhood. About the dance recital when I was 12. I'd been practicing for months. Months. Every single day after school. My teacher said I was the best in the class. Said I had real talent. The recital was on a Saturday evening. My parents promised they'd be there. Front row seats. But that morning, Caleb had a soccer game. A regular season game. Nothing special. He played terribly. Missed 3 easy shots. Came home angry and sulking. By the time my recital came around, my parents were too exhausted from managing his emotions. They didn't come. Said they'd catch the next one. There never was a next one. I quit dance a month later. Or the time I got accepted into the advanced art program in 10th grade. It was competitive. Only 15 students out of 300 applicants. I was so proud. So excited. I ran home to tell my parents. But Caleb had just gotten into an argument with his girlfriend. He was crying in his room. When I tried to share my news, Mom asked me to read the room and show some sensitivity. My achievement was celebrated with a distracted, "That's nice, honey," while they focused on comforting him. That's when I started keeping my victories to myself. This pattern, it had been going on my entire life. But you don't see it when you're in it. You don't realize you're drowning when you've never known what it's like to breathe. You think this is just how families work. You think this is normal. You think maybe you're just not as sensitive as your sibling. Maybe you're just stronger. Maybe you need less attention. Maybe you're just less important. Caleb was supposed to be on a camping trip that weekend. Him and his college buddies. 3 days in the mountains. Hiking, fishing, telling stupid stories around a campfire. Away from home. Away from me. Finally, space to breathe. Space to exist without walking on eggshells. Space to celebrate something that was actually mine. I should have known better. In families like mine, peace never lasts. The calm is always temporary. There's always another storm coming. 11:47 a.m. Guests arriving in 4 hours. Everything is on schedule. Everything is perfect. I'm upstairs in my room trying on the dress Aunt Nina sent me. Deep emerald green. Silk fabric that flows like water. She included a note that said, "Every woman deserves to feel beautiful on her 18th birthday." Makes me feel like someone worth celebrating, like someone who matters. I'm looking at myself in the mirror, actually smiling for once, when I hear it. The front door slams. Not closes. Slams. So hard the walls shake. So hard I feel it in my chest. Heavy footsteps on the stairs. Angry footsteps. The kind that make you instinctively step back. My mother's voice. Anxious. Pleading. That tone she always uses with him. That careful, walking on eggshells tone. "Caleb, sweetheart, what happened? Talk to me. Are you okay?" I freeze. My hand is still on the zipper of the dress. He's not supposed to be here. He's supposed to be in the mountains, 200 miles away. I feel my stomach drop. I know what's coming. I've lived this scene 100 times before. Just, never on a day that was supposed to be mine. I crack my bedroom door open. Just an inch. Down the hallway. I see him. Caleb. Face red. Jaw clenched so tight I can see the muscles working. Eyes dark with that anger he's famous for. The anger everyone tiptoes around. Throwing his backpack against the wall. It hits with a thud and slides down, leaving a mark on the paint. "The trip was a disaster," he spits out. Voice sharp. Cutting. A complete waste of time. Ryan bailed last minute because of some family emergency. Traffic was hell. Took us 4 hours to get there because of construction. The campsite was overbooked. They gave away our spot. Everything went wrong. Everything. My dad appears from the kitchen, still wearing his birthday dad apron that says Grill Master on it, looking concerned, looking like he already knows what's about to happen. "Son, it's okay. These things happen. Sometimes plans fall through. It's nobody's fault." But Mom, she's already in full crisis mode. I can see it. That panicked energy. That desperate need to fix his feelings. "Oh honey, I'm so sorry. That sounds awful. You must be exhausted. You must be so disappointed. Come sit down. Let me make you something to eat." And then, the words that changed everything. The words that broke something inside me that can never be repaired. "I need quiet today," Caleb says. Voice flat. Final. No room for negotiation. "I just need the house to myself. I need everyone to leave me alone. I can't deal with noise or people right now." Silence. Heavy silence. The kind that feels like drowning. My heart drops. Falls straight through the floor. No. No, 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 no. This can't be happening. Not today. Any day but today. Mom looks at Dad. Dad looks at Mom. A whole conversation happening in that glance. A conversation about who I am versus who Caleb is. About whose needs matter more. Neither of them looks at me. Neither of them considers me. I don't even enter the equation. "Karen." My dad starts. That's my mom's name. "We can't just..." He trails off. Can't even finish the sentence. "Michael, he's clearly upset," Mom says. "Already decided. Already choosing. Look at him. He needs us right now." But Maya's been planning this for months. She's been so excited. All those people are coming. 3 seconds of silence. That's all it took. 3 seconds to decide my worth. 3 seconds to show me exactly where I stand in this family. Mom pulls out her phone. Starts typing. Fingers moving fast. Efficient. Practiced. She's done this before. Made excuses. Cancelled plans. Rearranged reality to accommodate him. I don't move. Can't move. My legs feel like concrete. She's canceling it. My party. My 18th birthday. The milestone I've been dreaming about since I was a little girl. Without even asking me. Without even considering me. Without even looking at me. I'm standing there in my beautiful emerald dress and they don't even see me. I'm invisible. I've always been invisible. I walk downstairs. Slowly. Each step feels like walking underwater. Like moving through something thick and heavy. My hand grips the railing. "Mom." My voice comes out small. Smaller than I intended. She doesn't look up from her phone. Doesn't even pause her typing. "Maya, sweetie. Caleb had a really rough morning. The trip didn't work out. He's really upset. He needs some quiet time. It's my birthday." 3 words. That's all I can manage. 3 words that should mean everything but apparently mean nothing. "I know, honey. But he needs space right now. He's very sensitive. You know how he gets." My dad shifts uncomfortably. He knows this is wrong. I can see it in his face. But he won't stand up to her. He never does. Maybe we can reschedule for next weekend? We'll make it even better. I promise. Reschedule. Like I'm a dentist appointment. Like I'm an oil change. Like my 18th birthday is just another Tuesday. What are you telling people? I ask. Voice shaking now. Hands trembling. What excuse are you making? Mom glances at her phone screen. Still typing. Still not looking at me. Just that you're not feeling well. Food poisoning. Nothing serious, but you need to rest. Everyone understands. A lie. She's lying to 23 people. 23 people who cared enough to show up for me. Sienna, who bought me that bracelet she showed me last week. Rachel, who flew across the country. Mr. Chen, who spent all morning making dumplings. All of them being lied to. All of them being told I'm sick when the truth is my family just doesn't think I matter enough. Caleb walks past me. Doesn't even acknowledge I exist. Doesn't say sorry. Doesn't say thank you. Doesn't say anything. Just walks past me like I'm furniture. Heads to his room. Slams the door. And my parents, they just let it happen. They watch me standing there in my party dress and they let it happen. I stand there in the kitchen, surrounded by 50 cupcakes I'll never share. Each one a little monument to wasted effort. Streamers hanging like broken promises. Gold and white and cheerful and completely meaningless now. The banner mocking me from above. Happy 18th Maya. Yeah. Happy birthday to me. Nobody asks if I'm okay. Nobody apologizes. Nobody says this is wrong, or we shouldn't do this, or Maya matters too. This is the moment I realized something. Something that would haunt me for months. Something that would keep me awake at night. In my family, love wasn't unconditional. It was conditional on one thing. Silence. Love was available only if I stayed quiet. Only if I made myself small. Only if I prioritized Caleb's comfort over my own existence. That wasn't love. That was a contract I never agreed to sign. 6 p.m. The party that never was. The time when my living room should be full of people and laughter and music. Instead, I'm sitting alone in my room. Still wearing the emerald dress. Can't bring myself to take it off. Like if I keep it on, maybe this won't be real. Maybe someone will knock on my door and say it was all a mistake. Phone buzzing with messages. Each one a knife. Hope you feel better. Get well soon, Maya. We'll celebrate when you're up for it. Feel better, sweetie. Sorry you're sick on your birthday. All based on a lie. A lie my mother told to protect my brother's feelings. To maintain the illusion that everything is fine. That this family is normal. That we're not deeply, fundamentally broken. Downstairs, I hear laughter. Real laughter. The kind that makes my chest hurt. Mom made Caleb his favorite dinner. Lasagna. The one with 3 types of cheese and the homemade sauce that takes 4 hours. The house smells like garlic and tomatoes. Dad's talking about the basketball game. Loud and animated. Like nothing happened. Like they didn't just devastate me. They've moved on. Like nothing happened. Like this is just a regular Saturday evening. Something inside me snaps. Not breaks. Breaks is too gentle a word. Something shatters. Explodes. I feel it in my chest. This rage I've been swallowing for years. This anger I've been told is unacceptable. This pain I've been told to ignore. It all comes flooding out at once and I can't stop it. I don't want to stop it. I walk downstairs. Still in my dress. Hair still done. Makeup still perfect. A ghost at my own party that never was. Stand in the doorway of the dining room. They're all sitting there. Mom, Dad, Caleb. 3 plates of lasagna. 3 glasses of wine for the adults. Soda for Caleb. Comfortable. Content. Like I don't exist. We need to talk. My voice cuts through their laughter like a blade. Mom looks up, surprised. Actually surprised that I would dare interrupt. Maya, honey, I thought you were resting. Are you feeling better? Do you want some dinner? Why does he get to ruin my birthday and no one says anything? The room goes cold. Temperature drops 10 degrees. You could hear a pin drop. The comfortable family dinner atmosphere evaporates instantly. Caleb sets down his fork. Slowly. Deliberately. Making sure I see his annoyance. Excuse me. That tone. That condescending tone that makes me feel 2 inches tall. You heard me, I say. Hands shaking. But I keep going. I have to keep going. If I stop now, I'll never speak again. You came home in a bad mood and Mom canceled my entire party. My 18th birthday party. The one I've been planning for months. Gone. Just like that. Because you need quiet. Dad tries to de-escalate. It's what he always does. Smooth things over. Keep the peace. Let's all just calm down. We're all family here. Let's not say things we'll regret. But I can't calm down. Not anymore. The dam has broken. This always happens, I say. Voice rising. Getting louder. Years of suppressed emotion flooding out. Caleb's bad day becomes everyone's problem. But when I need something, when I need you to show up for me, nothing. Silence. Excuses. Caleb comes first. Caleb always comes first. Caleb laughs. Actually laughs. That cruel laugh that used to make me shut down. But not today. You're so dramatic, Maya. It's one party. We can do it next weekend. What's the big deal? It was my 18th birthday, Caleb. It wasn't just one party. It was a milestone. It was supposed to be special. It was supposed to be mine. One day. That's all I wanted. One day where I mattered. Mom steps between us. Physically puts herself between us like I'm the threat. Like I'm the problem. Okay, that's enough. Maya, your brother has been through a lot lately. You know he's sensitive. You know he struggles with disappointment. We have to be understanding. What about what I've been through? I shout. Actually shout. I've never shouted at my parents before. Never raised my voice. Always been the good daughter. The understanding one. The easy one. What about all the times I stayed quiet so he wouldn't get upset? All the family dinners where I had to pretend everything was fine? All the times I swallowed my feelings to keep the peace? Remember my dance recital? You didn't come because Caleb was upset about soccer. Remember when I got into the advanced art program? You barely acknowledged it because Caleb was having girlfriend drama. Remember my 16th birthday? We spent it at the hospital because Caleb thought he had appendicitis. It was gas. But we spent my entire birthday in the ER waiting room. And I didn't complain. I never complain. Because that's what I'm supposed to do. Be understanding. Be patient. Be invisible. You're being selfish, Caleb says coldly. That word I've been called 100 times. Selfish. For wanting attention. For wanting to matter. For wanting to exist. I'm selfish. I whisper. Then louder. I'm selfish for wanting one day to be about me. One day in 18 years. Silence. Heavy, uncomfortable silence. And then Caleb says something I'll never forget. Something that reveals exactly what he thinks of me. If you hate this family so much, leave. Leave. The word hangs in the air. My parents say nothing. They don't defend me. They don't tell him he's wrong. They don't say, Caleb, that's too far, or apologize to your sister, or we love you both equally. They just stand there, letting his words cut me, letting him tell me I'm unwelcome in my own home. That's when I know. That's when I really, truly know. I'm not wanted here. I never was. That's when the doorbell rings. Sharp. Unexpected. Cutting through the tension. Mom walks to the door. Confused. Irritated at the interruption. Who could that be? We canceled everything. She opens it. Standing on the porch, holding a suitcase and a gift bag, is Aunt Nina, my mom's younger sister. The cool aunt. The one who lives across the country in Denver. The one who sends me birthday cards with actual money in them. The one who never visits because she and my mom have different philosophies about family. Surprise! Aunt Nina says, smiling. That big, genuine smile. Then she sees Mom's face. Sees the tension. The anger. The tears on my cheeks. Karen, what's wrong? What happened? Mom forces a smile. That fake smile she's so good at. Nina! We didn't know you were coming. You should have called. Nina steps inside. Takes in the scene. Sees the decorations. Sees the cupcakes. Sees me standing there in my party dress with red eyes from crying. Sees Caleb sitting at the table looking annoyed. Sees my dad looking uncomfortable. Sees my mom blocking the doorway like she's protecting something. Where is everyone? She asks slowly. Carefully. Where are the guests? It's 4 p.m. The party should be starting. Nobody answers. The silence is deafening. Nina's eyes narrow. She's always been sharper than my mom. More direct. Less willing to pretend. Karen, where are the guests? There was a change of plans, Mom says weakly. Can't even look Nina in the eye. Nina looks at me. Really looks at me. Then at Caleb sitting comfortably at the table with his lasagna. Then back at my parents. I see the moment she understands. The moment it clicks. You cancelled her party. Not a question. A statement. An accusation. Nina, it's complicated. Mom starts. That phrase. That meaningless phrase. Complicated. Nina's voice rises. Sharp. Angry. It's her 18th birthday. What's complicated about showing up for your daughter? Dad tries to intervene. Tries to smooth it over like he always does. Caleb had a rough day, and we thought it would be better for everyone if… Better for everyone? Nina cuts him off. Or better for Caleb. Let me guess. He needed quiet. He needed space. He needed to be the center of attention. And Maya, as always, had to disappear. Mom's face flushes. Defensive. You don't understand the dynamics here, Nina. You don't live here. You don't see what we deal with every day. Caleb is sensitive. He has needs. Oh, I understand perfectly, Nina says. Voice cold now. I understand that you've created a household where one child's convenience is more important than the other's milestone birthday. I understand that you lied to 24 people to protect his feelings. I understand that Maya is standing here in a party dress with no party because her brother had a bad day. Nina sets down her suitcase, walks over to me, takes my hands. Her hands are warm, solid, real. Maya, has this happened before? Tell me the truth. I nod. Can't speak. My throat is too tight. If I speak, I'll cry. And I'm done crying. How many times? Nina asks gently. I just shake my head. Too many times to count. Nina turns to my parents. And what she says next changes everything, explodes everything, reveals everything. I've been sending you money for 2 years. Wait, what? My head snaps up. What is she talking about? Mom's face goes pale. Actually pale. Nina, don't. Not now. This isn't the time. 2 years, Nina continues. Voice hard. Unforgiving. $1,500 a month to help with the family business. The hardware store that's been struggling since 2022. That's $36,000, Karen. $36,000 I sent because you said you were barely keeping the lights on. Because you said you needed help. Because I believed you were doing your best for both your kids. I stare at my parents. They never told me. Never mentioned that we were struggling. Never mentioned that Aunt Nina was keeping us afloat. I sent that money because I believed you were trying your best. That you were good parents going through hard times. That you loved both your children equally and were just overwhelmed. She looks at Caleb. Really looks at him. But this, prioritizing one child's convenience over the other's once-in-a-lifetime moment? This isn't love. This is favoritism. This is emotional neglect. You don't understand, Mom says desperately. Voice shaking now. Caleb has sensitivities. He struggles with change. With disappointment. We have to be careful with him. We have to protect him. What about protecting Maya? Nina interrupts. Voice like steel. What about her needs? Her feelings? Her 18th birthday? When do you protect her? She pulls out her phone. Opens her banking app. Types something with decisive, angry taps. What are you doing? Dad asks nervously. He knows. They both know. Canceling the automatic transfer. As of today, you don't get another cent from me. Mom gasps. Actually gasps like she's been hit. Nina, we need that money. The business can't survive without it. We'll lose everything. Then start treating both your kids equally, Nina says firmly. Start being actual parents to Maya instead of Caleb's emotional support staff. Maybe then we can talk about me helping again. Nina turns to me. Looks me in the eyes. Pack a bag, Maya. What? My voice comes out as a whisper. You're coming to Denver with me. Finish your senior year there. Apply to college from there. Get out of this toxic cycle. Get out of this house where you don't matter. My heart pounds. So hard I can feel it in my throat. She's not going anywhere. Mom shouts. Loud. Desperate. You can't just take her. She's our daughter. Yes, she is, Nina says calmly. Powerfully. And you've been failing her for years. She's 18. Legally an adult. And I'm offering her a choice. Something you've never done. A choice. Something I've never had. Something I've never been allowed. In this house, there are no choices. There's only Caleb's needs and everyone else's silent compliance. Maya, you can't be serious, Dad says. Walking toward me now. We're your family. We love you. You can't just leave. Are you? I ask quietly. Are you my family? Because families don't lie to protect one child at the expense of another. Families don't cancel milestone birthdays because of bad moods. Families don't make one child invisible. We've made mistakes, Mom says. Tears in her eyes now. Crocodile tears. But we love you. We do. We're sorry about today. We'll make it up to you. I promise. You've been making that promise my whole life, I say. And I realize it's true. Next time, you always say. We'll celebrate you next time. But next time never comes. Because there's always something more important. There's always Caleb. Silence. No one denies it. No one says I'm wrong. Because they can't. Because it's true. I walk upstairs. To my room. The room I've lived in my whole life. It suddenly feels like a prison. Start packing. Clothes. Toiletries. My sketchbooks. The few things that are actually mine. My hands are shaking, but I keep going. Keep folding. Keep packing. I hear footsteps on the stairs. Maya, please. It's Mom. Don't do this. Don't tear this family apart. I turn to her. Really look at her. I'm not tearing it apart, Mom. It was already broken. I'm just finally admitting it. She doesn't have an answer for that. Caleb doesn't say a word. Doesn't apologize. Doesn't ask me to stay. Just stays in his room. Silent. Because even now, it's about him. His comfort. His peace. 45 minutes later, I walk out of that house with 2 suitcases and a backpack. Nina's car is running in the driveway. Dad's standing on the porch. Maya, please. Think about this. Sleep on it. Don't make a rash decision. I've been thinking about this my whole life, I tell him. I just didn't know I had a choice. And we drive away. I don't look back. Can't look back. If I do, I might lose my nerve. 3 months later. Denver, Colorado. I work part-time at a bookstore called The Turning Page. Old books, wooden shelves, the smell of coffee and paper. It's quiet. Peaceful. I'm taking college prep courses online. Straight A's for the first time in my life. Turns out when you're not constantly managing other people's emotions, you have energy for your own life. I have a small room in Nina's apartment with a window overlooking the mountains. The Rockies. Purple and massive and beautiful. And for the first time in my life, I can breathe. Really breathe. Not holding my breath waiting for the next crisis. Not walking on eggshells. Not making myself small. Just breathing. My parents call every week. I don't answer. They send texts. We miss you. Come home. The house feels empty without you. Caleb asks about you. That last one almost makes me laugh. Caleb asks about me. Caleb who never acknowledged my existence. Who told me to leave. Who couldn't even apologize. I don't respond. Nina says I don't have to. Says I'm allowed to set boundaries. Says I'm allowed to protect my peace. It's a foreign concept. But I'm learning. One day in September, 3 months after I left, Caleb shows up. I'm walking home from my shift at the bookstore. It's a beautiful day. Cool and sunny. Mountains clear against the sky. And there he is. Standing outside Nina's building. Leaning against his car. Arms crossed. Face hard. Maya! I freeze. My whole body goes cold. What are you doing here? How did you find me? You need to come home, he says. Not asks. Demands. Angry. Desperate. You're tearing this family apart. Mom cries every day. Dad's not sleeping. The business is failing. Everything's falling apart. I'm tearing it apart? I laugh bitterly. Can't help it. Caleb, I left. That's all I did. I removed myself from a toxic situation. If the family is falling apart because I'm gone, maybe it wasn't much of a family to begin with. Mom and Dad are a mess. The business is failing without Aunt Nina's money. Everything's falling apart because of you. Because you're selfish. Because you only think about yourself. Because of me. Always because of me. Never because of the years of imbalance. Never because they chose one child over another. Never because they built a family on silence and sacrifice. No, I say quietly. Firmly. It's falling apart because it was never stable to begin with. It was built on me being invisible. On me swallowing my feelings. On me accepting scraps of attention. That's not stable. That's not sustainable. That's not a family. He steps closer. Gets in my space. Intimidating. Like he used to when we were kids. You're coming home. grabs my wrist. Hard. Hard enough to hurt. Let go of me. Maya, I'm not asking. Let go. A voice cuts through the tension. Deep. Firm. She said, let go. It's Owen, a guy from my college prep class. We study together sometimes. Get coffee. He's 20. Tall. Calm. Steady. Doesn't know my history but sees a problem. Caleb releases my wrist. Steps back. Surprised. This is family business, Caleb says, trying to sound authoritative. And she's asking you to leave, Owen replies. Doesn't move. Just stands there. Solid. So leave. Caleb looks at me. Really looks at me. Like he's seeing me for the first time. Or maybe seeing that I'm not the person he thought I was. You've changed, he says. Voice cold. Accusatory. No, I say. And I mean it. Really mean it. I just stopped disappearing for you. I stopped making myself small. I stopped sacrificing myself to keep you comfortable. That's not change. That's finally being myself. He walks away. Doesn't look back. Gets in his car and drives away. Owen asks if I'm okay. I nod. But I'm shaking. Whole body trembling. Not from fear. From adrenaline. From finally standing up to him. That night, I block my family's numbers. All of them. Mom. Dad. Caleb. The group chat where they send family updates I'm never part of. I block them all. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. But it's also the most freeing. Nina finds me crying in my room. Not sad crying. Relief crying. You did the right thing, she says. Sits beside me. I know it doesn't feel like it now. But you did. 6 months after I left, I found out through a mutual friend. Rachel, my cousin who was supposed to come to my party. She reached out. Said she was worried about me. I told her I was fine. Better than fine. She told me what happened back home. The family business was sold. Hardware store that had been in the family for 30 years. Gone. Without Nina's financial support, it couldn't survive. My parents moved to a smaller house. Had to downsize. Sell a lot of their things. And Caleb still lives with them. 24 years old and living in their basement. No job. No plan. No ambition. Mom still makes his meals. Dad still makes his excuses. Nothing has changed except now they have less money and I'm not there to be invisible. And me. I turned 19 last month. Celebrated with Nina, Owen, and 3 friends from work. We had tacos from this amazing food truck. Watched the sunset from Nina's balcony. Drank wine, laughed, told stories. No 50 cupcakes. No gold streamers. No elaborate plans. Just peace. Just real connection with people who actually see me, who actually value me, who actually show up. I used to think leaving made me selfish, that prioritizing my own well-being was cruel, that I owed my family my silence, my sacrifice, my invisibility. But here's what I learned, what I know now in my bones. Love that requires your silence isn't love. It's control. It's manipulation. It's a cage made to look like care. Family that only values you when you're convenient isn't family. It's a performance, a facade, a lie we tell ourselves to avoid the painful truth. And sacrificing yourself to keep the peace only creates a graveyard where your dreams should be. A cemetery of potential, of possibility, of who you could have been if anyone had cared enough to nurture you instead of silence you. Some people will call you selfish for choosing yourself, for setting boundaries, for saying no, for walking away. Let them. Because the truth is, you can't save people who are drowning if they're pulling you under. You can't fix broken people by breaking yourself. You can't love people whole by making yourself empty. My 18th birthday was supposed to be the beginning of my life. Instead, it became the end of my old one. The death of who I thought I had to be. And you know what? That was the greatest gift I ever received. Because that girl who made herself small, she's gone. And in her place is someone who knows her worth. Someone who sets boundaries. Someone who understands that being loved shouldn't hurt. That family shouldn't feel like drowning. That existing shouldn't require permission. My name is Maya. And I chose me. After 18 years of choosing everyone else, I finally chose me. Maybe it's time you did too. If this story resonated with you, you're not alone. There are thousands of us. Walking away from toxic families. Setting boundaries. Choosing ourselves. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Comment below with your own story of choosing yourself. And remember, You're not selfish for wanting to be seen. You're not dramatic for wanting to matter. You're not wrong for wanting to be loved without conditions. You're human, and you deserve better. You deserve a family that celebrates you, that protects you, that shows up for you. And if you don't have that, you deserve the courage to walk away and build it yourself.